430, you have to get the bottom part fully fixed, but we're actually taking a bit of a risk by taking it to a person's house, saying he's going to do the front bumper for $300. So we're going to see if my cheapness is actually worth the end result. So stay tuned. Okay, you're on.
All right, so this is what we're going to take care of today. This little cracked paint here. We had this 430. It was lowered, and so oftentimes if you have it lowered too far, you get these kind of straight. So we're going to take care of that today at the paint shop. So I'm just tagging along. I'm going to watch this, see if Andy's cheapness is going to pay off or if it's going to be a disaster. Let's check it out.
Alright, so as you can hear, this is a stock 430. We got the stock headers on it. So part of the goal of this channel is we're going to get some Capristo headers on this car headers. So I need everyone's support. We're going to do a couple bit of revs so you can hear how it sounds stock before we take the car for paint. So one obligatory, if that's the proper word, thing you have to do as a douchey Ferrari owner is you have to wear gloves. So putting on the 430 gloves. So one of the challenges, the reason why I had to raise the 430 and the under part of my car completely got jacked up, my friend Jason actually calls it Space Mountain. If you check out the driveway we're going up right now, I mean, this thing's kind of a monster. You got to get a running start. So follow us. We're going to shoot off the Space Mountain. Ready, Curtis?
Ready.
All right, here we go. You gotta get the gear engaged. All right. So that's how we do it, and that's how you don't burn the clutch. So a lot of questions people have about the 430. I'm a like pretty paranoid owner. One of the first things I learned, well, my good buddy's a Ferrari mechanic at the dealer. There's my friend Chris. Let's say hi to Chris. Hey, Chris. I went to high school with him. So like randomly moved in. They're actually twins. I still can't tell which one's fucking who. But anyways, what was it saying? Oh yeah. So one of the reasons why I ended up getting the 430 was its rawness. It felt like it was kind of pretty much depreciated and on the lower end. But I love the sound. It doesn't compete with my 458. It's actually a far more visceral sounding car. So I actually had a friend, a Porsche guy, he told me, he's like, dude, when you get the 458, you're going to get rid of the 430. And I said, fuck no, I'm not going to get rid of the 430, because a lot of times when you get the replacement model, it makes the previous model completely obsolete. The thing about this car is they are two totally different experiences. The 458 is actually quieter. This car is obviously much slower than the 458, but it's completely more visceral. You know, you feel alive. It actually gives you more pleasure. So when I'm going on a mountain drive with our crew, I actually prefer rolling in the 430 because you feel like you're in a freaking race car. And that's why I need Capristo exhaust. And then when you drive the 458, if I'm going to hang out with the family or just, you know, scoot around town, that's a far, you know, better car. But watch these people walking right here. I'm just going to downshift in front of them. See? Oh, they didn't even look. So, anyways, but yeah, that's kind of why I got the 430. Love the car, love the visceralness of it. Got the Scuderia wheels on it, got these carbon fiber options on it. And you know, for the price point that they're at, I think in 20 years when people are looking for naturally aspirated Ferraris, they're gonna freaking want this car. So, you know, obviously the headers, you know, they're prone to fail, and you know, you're gonna inevitably have to replace the clutch. But some of the things I try to do again is I avoid going in reverse. Most of my driving is between 3rd and 5th gear, so I'm not blowing through the F1 gearbox. You watch some of these dumbasses on YouTube, they're doing like 20 shifts, short shifting the damn car. All right, let's hear some noise. Shut up, I'll shut up a second. Hold on, here we go. Nice little acceleration, much more raw. The 458, you know, it's obviously more refined, but you know, I love driving cars. I love the emotion of driving cars, but I also like saving money. So let me tell you the story of how I met this guy. one of my good buddies, he owns a McLaren dealership in Huntington Beach, and he always did the paint work on my car. So the guy always hooked it up. I get $1,000 bumper. He does work for the dealer. He do $1,000 full repaint, take the bumper off, literally handle everything. So this guy opens up his own shop. He's literally booked 9 months a freaking year now. So like he keeps saying, I'll get you in, I'll get you in, I'll get you in. Obviously, if you take this to the dealer, they say $7,000. So my neighbor, he owns a radiator shop in town. He actually told me about, hey, this guy Lloyd, he used to own a paint shop that's been in my city literally for 30 years, retired. He apparently got a couple $1 million offer, you know, to sell a shop, couldn't refuse it, sold the shop. So he's like, hey, like, you know, one of my other buddies, James, he has a Ferrari, lives in the same city as I do. He did paint work for him. So he's like, hey, you know, I'll paint your bumper for, you know, $300, you know, just a little, because it's on the under panel. I'm like, well, you know, screw it. It's not that bad of an idea. You know, it's not like I'm, you know, if he screws it up, I'll whatever, I have to pay more money to fix it, but it's not like it's on the hood or something. So going over there, you know, hopefully we got a new paint connect, and yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about, you know. I'm not a douchey Ferrari owner where I love to be like, oh, my maintenance bills are $10,000. Those guys are idiots. When I first bought the Ferrari, I remember hanging out with all these old people, and all they did is freaking talk about their damn maintenance bills. $10,000 maintenance bill, $15,000. Like, dude, you guys are idiots. Like, I could have 2 Ferraris because I'm cheap. I make YouTube channels because I want free shit. So that's kind of the ideology. So here's some overview. We're at 7-Eleven getting our cheap coffee, $1.99 a pop. So we'll check with you in a second. Bye bye. Hey Curtis, what are you doing?
Oh, hey Andy. I'm just checking out this great paint job you got here. It looks really sweet. Matched it perfectly. I think your cheap job paid off.
Cheap jobs for everybody.
Oh yeah.